Okay, so I wanted to make a very quick video on the HC200 and the HPS3000. These are budget Behringer. They're not dollar store budget, but they're like $20 budget, $10 budget type headphones. So they're probably some of the cheapest headphones available. This one is stated as studio headphones, high performance studio headphones. This is like a 25 US, maybe 20 US, something like that. And then this one here is like their DJ headphones, and it's $5 or $10 more, 25, 30, 35, something like that. So these ones, the DJ ones, I actually thought were the better of the two, because these actually sort of have a little bit of low end. So when comparing to, say, the Mackie 824s, you can actually hear some of the bass, which for me is slightly better because it's more representative of what's actually being played. I found the HPS3000. They're sort of like, I don't think the word is box, but they actually do have high end. They just really have an absence or very, very flat low end representation. So if it's like equivalent to what people maybe listening on their headphones on their cheaper pair of headphones would be equivalent to. So while these are stated as studio headphones, they do offer some clear audio. Compared to the studio monitors, I would say they actually don't have nearly as much like they're not comparable to studio monitors at all. But I think for voice, they're probably not that bad for just listening to people speaking. Like, say you have somebody in as a guest and you want them to have a pair of headphones. These are relatively comfortable. In winter, I think they're going to be great just to listen to like podcasts or otherwise are working on audio based stuff. They're okay for music, but they do have a very absent low end response. So I would say that I would definitely pick these headphones, which also have swivel, they also have swivel headbands, or swivel earphones and stuff. They're a little bit, I think they're a little bit nicer as a pair of headphones. They sound a little bit better. For the $5 or $10 difference, you're getting a much better set of headphones for general use. And these, I think I actually will use these as reference headphones. I don't wear headphones a lot, but I think if I am listening to headphones, I would go to these unless I'm specifically looking just to use a reference of what it sounds like on a. I'm not saying they're cheap headphones. They're cobalt based. I'm not sure the correct term here. Whatever puts out the magnetic stuff anyway. Like, they're not neodymium, but they're cobalt based. So I'm not sure how radioactive they are, but I probably won't get brain cancer. Yeah, so I think that for the price, they're both half decent headphones. The plastic on these is feeling a little bit more in place with the pleather here. These ones are like, they're super plush and warm and light relatively for what they look like. But I would say that for listening, these are like actually critical headphones that you won't get good sounding audio out of them, but you will get clear audio out of them if your stuff is okay sounding. But I would find it very hard to mix on these just as a reference and listening to them. It's not so bad though. Yeah, and as far as the Mackie 824s, they're actually huge for what they are. Like, I think that these just have enough sound that I'm not going to need anything as a hobbyist for a very, very, very long time, because they just are, they produce a sound that even translates relatively well. Like, it's similar to what I would hear on here. And then it's like the upper end from here, but you can't hear any of the sub or anything like that on these, even though they're 20 to 200 kilohertz, you just can't really hear the sub-represented, really. So I'm guessing these also would have pretty good battery life. They're both, I think, 64 ohms or 80, one of the two. I think it's 64. So overall, if you're looking for a cheap pair of headphones, I would recommend these as a cheap pair of headphones. They're honestly decent headphones. And if you DJ or like actually need to reference audio, they do have the swivel ear cups. Not that it's required or anything, but they're half decent. And then for I need to stop doing that. And then for these things, if you want a like $20 pair of headphones, and you're not really concerned about the low end applications, then these are probably going to do you just fine. I think it would be very difficult to get a good sounding mix out of these that have sub or low end, because they're really not representative of what the low end actually sounds like. I think I've rambled on enough there, but I felt like throwing together one video. So I would recommend these at $5 or $10 more over these, which really both of them are not that bad, but for their price range. But this is very comparable to a dollar store set of headphones in the sound quality. Maybe not quite as bad, but I don't know, $15 more for these is probably much. I think these would be a fair buy at maybe $15. These, at $25, they're, compared to prices of headphones, they're actually a really good deal. So I can recommend the HC200 for a cheap pair of headphones, relatively speaking. But unless you're doing talk and like audio, like dialogue, these probably aren't the best for anything with sub and low end. If you're making it for listening to it, again, this is more of like this is guest, this is radio host sort of type thing, guest radio host. But these are sold as the studio headphones, so I would call these studio guest headphones, and these radio DJ headphones. And I still recommend these also because they're, in my opinion, they're fairly decent headphones.